Hi, this is Adam. This is another Eye on North Carolina blog. We are here in High Point, North Carolina at the High Point Museum. I'm really excited to be here. High Point is the home of furniture, so I want to learn more about furniture. I'm here with Community Relations Director Teresa Loflin, who's going to tell us more about the museum and all the great exhibits the museum has to offer. Teresa, it's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
Thank you for coming.
Thank
We're
you.
excited to be on your program.
I appreciate it.
The High Point Museum was founded in the early mid-60s, and we're excited that you're here, and we have lots to show. We have an exhibit that traces the history of High Point from the beginning up to present day. And then, of course, we have some other fun exhibits that we have. We have the furniture industry exhibit that's downstairs. It takes up the whole bottom half of the floor, and it is tremendous. And it, like as you said, most people associate High Point with furniture,
Right.
so it's a great exhibit. That'll be fun to look at. And then we have Meredith's Miniatures that is a great exhibit that's got 30 miniature homes in it. We've got changing exhibits, and then we have 3 historic buildings on site that you'll be able to visit as well.
And we're in front of a buggy here.
Yes, this is the High Point Buggy Company. Corinne knows more about that than I do, but this is the High Point Buggy Company, and it was one of our showpieces here in the museum. Everyone loves to look at the buggy. We've got a lot of big pieces, but we also have small pieces in the museum that really talk about the history of High Point. High Point was founded in 1859, so we kind of trace our history and show our heritage and talk about the businesses in the area. We talk about the people that lived here. We just talk about everything about High Point.
And when visitors come, do they just think furniture, 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 or is, visitors from out of town, not locals obviously, but
Yeah, some people,
everyone associates High Point with furniture.
yeah, so that's why we opened the furniture exhibit a few years ago, is because we always have furniture in the museum, but now this is one that is just totally dedicated to the furniture industry.
Right.
So yeah, the out-of-towners probably do want us to talk about furniture. That is what they expect.
Right.
But we had lots of great companies and entrepreneurs in High Point. North State Telephone is a huge company. Thomasville Bus is from High Point, which we actually have a part of a Thomasville bus here that you can get on and pretend to be a bus driver.
I want to pretend to be a bus
Everyone
driver.
does.
I want to do it.
And John Coltrane grew up in High Point, and so we have his piano on display. We have a Krispy Kreme, which is in Winston, but we also have something about them in our museum. So Fantasia Barrino, American Idol winner, she was from High Point, so we've got something on her in here as well. So we touch on a lot of things about High Point and the area, the whole area.
That's great. Looking forward to the rest of the tour.
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, High Point got its name because we were the highest point along the Western and Fayetteville Road when they came through on the Plank Road to survey how to bring the railroad to our community. We were the highest point, so that's how High Point received its name. Oh, maybe this one. Okay, John Coltrane, the famous jazz musician, grew up in High Point, and we're very honored to have his actual piano that was in his childhood home, where he learned music and he played. And if you look on some of the keys, actually, we're very happy. It's written where he wrote notations like if that key was sticking or that kind of thing. He always said it was, he liked to actually play music on the piano before he did it on the sax. So that's where he got his first start, was playing the piano, and we're privileged to have this piano in the museum. And then of course we talk about Fantasia Barrino. Actually, the High Point is home to Fantasia Barrino, and we're so lucky to have one of her choir robes that her grandmother donated to us that she wore in the church, one of the local churches here. Definitely.
Jamestown Rifles.
Yeah, Jamestown Rifles. Jamestown, if you know anything about gun making, gunsmithing, Jamestown was a very popular area and had great detail, and we're lucky to have these. All right, this is Tomlinson chairs are very famous in High Point. They were, of course, made by Tomlinson Furniture Manufacturing Company. These are normal size Tomlinson chairs, but then for the 1960s, Miss High Point actually rode in the parade on this chair.
Wow.
So they made it monumental.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's huge, but it's very fun. Everyone wants to sit in the chair. but of course we can't let you, but.
Right.
And so what we've tried to incorporate in this experience is, as you can hear, you can see the furniture noises that may have happened in a furniture factory. So that's what we want you to feel when you walk in here. It's like you're in the middle. This is a multi-spindle carver that I was telling you about. You would have had a master carver. That's who this gentleman is here. You see the little one, the one that's marked with the yellow? It would have been the one that would have actually started everything and known it was the main one, and then all the other ones followed its directions. This is the first piece that they still use something very similar to this today in manufacturing. So instead of just being able to do one leg at a time, they were able to do the whole, so it made production quite faster, what an assembly line looked like. So this is how it started as it came into the factory, and then you can see how it progressed to the finished product.
It's a long process.
It's a long process. It's a very detailed process. It's very skilled, and it is an art and craft because these pieces are beautiful. Which I think is fabulous. Everyone sits on a chair, but what's really inside?
All those springs.
All those springs and all the time and care that went into manufacturing it. Started 1889 is kind of when we say the first one was. The city was just founded in 1859, so then furniture came right along, but it shows the timeline of all the different companies that came to the area, but also what was happening on a national scale, so you can kind of fit yourself into the historical timeline.
Right.
You know where your place in the world.
Okay.
The Haley House was built in 1786. It's the oldest home in Guilford County on its original foundation. That means it has never moved. So that's the reason the museum is here. Part of the first things the Historical Society did was to save the Haley House. And then the other buildings came in after that. The Hoggett House, the log cabin, was built in 1801, okay. And the blacksmith shop was built in about 1841, and they were moved to the property in the early 70s. So they're not they're from the area, but they're not from this original property. We have the blacksmith shop because John Haley of the Haley House was a blacksmith, and so this way we can interpret and show what his life may have been like during that time.
So I'd like to thank Teresa for giving us a tour of the High Point Museum. There's definitely a lot of great exhibits here that you guys have to check out. If you're a furniture guy like me, everyone loves furniture. I love furniture, you love furniture. There's definitely a lot of old relics here that you can learn about and get an appreciation from, where your furniture was made. Teresa, I'd like to thank you so much for giving me a tour.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad you came out, glad you enjoyed the tour, and I want to invite everyone to come back. We're open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 to 4:30. We are free, so come out here. That's the best value in town. We do a lot of activities out in our park on Saturday, so please check out our website or come and visit, call us. We'd love to have you.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is another Eye on North Carolina blog, and we'll see y'all soon.